How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we've got the next episode of our previously in DBSCG series, where we go to week's news in one video at the end of the week, so you don't have to go looking day by day. You can go straight into the end of the week and find everything you want and find everything you need. So we've got the never a lot of it, and we got the I think the last bit of the main set, at least, of the spoilers for the new set, BSCG 24, with the we got like the rest of them being the yellow spoilers, the special leader rares, the god rare, and rest of the collection rares and stuff like that. Oh, rest of the I think the rest of the collection rares. So we were like on to like needing just the TP promos and maybe some of the like the regional pricing shown better than just on their site. But we've got majority of it all done now. I think there are the secret rares for the collection box, so we got a lot more done today or this week, but then we've still got a few left to go through. So we got probably another week of spoilers, maybe a little bit more. Can't remember when exactly it releases, but I think it's in March this set. But yeah, we've got more Masters reveals, so we're gonna go over that. And remember, you can help out the channel by liking the video if you enjoy this content in this series. Give a comment down below to say if you have questions you have regarding what's covered in the topic, or even stuff that's covered, well, we won't cover it on the channel. I'll look into getting that done. And lastly, the main way you can help out is by subscribing. It keeps you updated with my videos as and when they drop. And by clicking the notification bell, you get the alerts to when my videos do drop as well, so you can watch them there and then, or at a later time. So, let's get into it and have a look and see what we got revealed this week. So, as I said, we got the yellow spoilers this week. So we know that it's from the Turtle saga, or the Turtles movie. So we've got Gohan and Turtles as both sides of them. So we got the yellow Gohan, so we got the leader, and he's a decent one. He's got his on his front side. He's not even with even though he's got Icarus in the picture, he's not got Icarus. So this isn't a Gohan Icarus one. It's just a Gohan one. And we got the activate main once per turn. Look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to 1 Saiyan or Earthling card, both are yellow and an energy cost of 4 or less, to your hand and shuffle your deck. So it's one of those ones that doesn't need to attack to gain advantage, which is quite nice, but then you lack on being able to get the Z energy unless your opponent attacks you and you combo defensively. But just look at top 5 and grab a Saiyan or Earthling that's 4 or less, and then shuffle your deck. So it's quite nice. You're still able to gain advantage if you go first, because if you need to attack, then you don't get the advantage if you go first. But if you go second, you do. But at least with this kind of effect, you get the advantage while going first without that little bit of neg. And he's got Awakening, which is either if you realize it 4 or less, or if you have 3 or more Sun Gohan Youth cards in your energy and or Z energy, then you draw 2, take your life down to 6 if it's higher, and then flip over. So you've got an alternate awakening, which is nice to have. It's nice to have some alternate awakenings rather than go to 4. But then if you have to go to 4, it's not too bad if you have some way to self-awaken, like built into lead, or an easy way to do it. So for this one, you can either do it 4 or less, or alternatively, if you've got Sun Gohan Youth cards in your energy or Z energy, that equates to 3. It's very easy to do because a lot of Gohans consider it's a Gohan deck, so it should be no problem doing that. So we also have the Awakened side, which is Sun Gohan Rampage Premonition. So now on this side you've got some more skills. So now you don't have the activate main to just gain advantage that way. Now you have it an auto, which is discard 1 yellow card from your hand as the cost. So if you don't pay the cost, you don't trigger the effect. So if you want to get the effect of this, which is when this card attacks, draw 2 cards, you need to discard a yellow card from hand. Should be easy enough since you're playing a yellow deck, you should have enough yellow cards, and it can help set up things in the drop as well. And it's quite nice to discard a yellow card, like a deck card in hand, or just a card you don't want in your hand. Draw 2 brand new cards, means you can go through your deck quite quickly, and that's quite a nice thing. Now you have 2 activate mains. The first one is once per turn, that requires 1 yellow energy, and that is play up to 1 Son Goku Father's Care from your drop and rest with a marker on it. So already we can see that the fact it says with a mark on it means that it's a Unison card you can get out, and that comes in handy because you've got a Spirit Boost effect in the second one, being activate main once per turn. Spirit Boost 1, so it means you have to take 1 mark off your opponent's off your Unison, and if you have a Power Ball mimicking the Moon, which is a Z extra card we'll see in a bit in your battle area, then you get the reduce the Z-Awaken skill cost on Sun Gohan Power of Rampaging Gate 8 in your Z deck by one yellow for the turn. So it makes it easier, like it turns it from being 1 energy to play on top to being free to play on top, which is nice. But if you don't on your turn, this can be handy because you can do it while You can trigger this effect, then swing to lead, get discard yellow, draw 2, and then go into your grey ape, which is quite cool. So not too bad. It's quite a decent leader. It gets advantage on the front side, easy way to awaken like a higher life, and then pretty nice on the awaken side. And we'll have to see what the Unison does. But then we got the Z lead and the Unison, which this is the Z Unison, not the Unison you can bring out. Because remember, when the Z cards leave the board, they get removed from the game. So we've got Sun Gohan, Power of the Rampaging Great Ape is a Z lead, a 2 Z energy 20k one that requires 1 yellow, and when you have 4 or less to go on top of any yellow Sun Gohan youth card. So we've got the Icarus leader. I think we've got Never One, the Flip Gohan lead as well. So you've got the I think there's 3 different leads you can go on top of, which is quite nice. And then you got the activate main. Once per turn, play up to 1 Sun Gohan youth card with energy cost of 1 from your draw for the skills needed for the turn. So it's kind of a shame that it comes with the skills needed for the turn, because that means you don't get the Searcher or Cantrip effect on those 1-drops. But still, you get the free play out, so you can then play on top of them with your other Gohan apes and stuff like that. So it's quite decent. And it doesn't come in rest mode, which is good, so you can use it as a combo as well if need be. So it's like a free 5k combo every turn. And then you got the ever active main, which is once per turn. Place 1 yellow Great Ape Sun Gohan Youth with energy cost of 4 from your drop to the bottom of your deck. So like put them cards back in your deck, so it's kind of anti-mill, plus also allowing you to recur stuff. And this allows you to draw 1 card and switch this card to active mode, and then remove this card from the game at the end of the turn. So you get a second turn. So this leader's kind of got dual attack, but it's a once per turn, once per game thing. And also you get an extra draw as well, so you get an extra card, get to attack with this again. And considering that like leader attacks are very hard to get out with unless you negate, because there's no way to remove it mid game because it's the leader. It means that if you go for a game with a leader swing, you can do that to make it so if opponent's got battle tricks, you're gonna just not worry about them to be able to push through some damage, which is quite good. So that's quite a decent effect. And 20k base is really nice because that's like the new standard now when it comes to powers. And then you got the Son Goku Kaioken Unleashed Z-Unison, so it's a 2 specified cost, 1 Z energy, 15k power. It's got on power yellow 2 as well, so it means if it plays out, and you had a yellow Unison out before, it could take up to 2 markers from the Unison to itself when it comes out. So you pay 2 and take another 2 mark. If your Unison before had 2 markers on, you get to take those 2 markers and put them on this new one. And he's got 3 skills, no way to kind of like pump up by markers, which is what we've seen with like a fair few of the Unisons. They either come out quite costly or have ways to come out with a lot of markers on. They don't really have ways to gain more. But he's got just normal auto, which is when this card has 4 more markers on. So if you get full use of the Empower yellow 2 along with the energy pay, like minimum energy you need to pay, then you can have this trigger. And it's when this card is played, choose all your opponent's rest of battle cards and KO them. So like a board wipe, and that's pretty decent because yellow is all about like control, resting stuff, tapping things down. So this goes quite well with the colors like identity. And then you got the marker skills. So you got the +/-0. So that is first one is a auto. When this card when your opponent attacks with a battle card, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and you get your skills for the battle. So you can trigger that at any point because it's optional when you want to choose when you want to use a marker skill. So you have to use it on the first one. You can use it on every one. And it's just opponent attacks with a battle card, and you want to use like double strike. And you don't want to have to deal with that. You can just go negative skills in it as long as they have a barrier because it does choose up to one. And then you got the activate battle -3 marker one. And this one is when this card gets 10k power and double strike for the battle. So it's just -3 markers to get a 25k double striker, which is not too bad. Decent effect, like a nice way to finish, but it's not amazing. But some yeah, just I don't know what I'll say about this because it's not amazing. It's not bust like we've seen like the some of the red units and stuff like that. Like the Gogeta one and stuff, like it's not amazing, but still it's a nice way for free to use a card that's not from your hand to come out, pop stuff, and then try and go for the kill with a double strike, which is quite handy. So those are the 2 cards for the yellow Gohan. Then we have the yellow Turtles lead. So for the Turtles, he also has a Z-Unison, because that's the whole theme of the introduction of the new Z-Unison mechanic, and each leader has one. So for Turtles, his one is Turtles Crusher Corpse Assemble. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's go over the leader first. So the effect of the lead is also when this card attacks. look at the 5 cards on top of your deck, add it to 1 yellow Turtles Crusher Corpse card to your hand and shuffle your deck. So it's, unlike Gohan, it's one that needs to attack to get the value, so if you go in first on your turn 1, you're not going to get that value. But go second, well, if you go second or the turns after, if you go first, then you get to use that. And it should grab a fair amount, because there's a lot of Turtles Crusher Corpse cards. You've got the Turtles cards and his crew. Now, for Turtles, he also has an alternative way Awaken, because his is Awaken when you ice at 4 or less, or you have 2 or more energy and Turtles Crusher Corpse Assemble in play, so you need to Unison out. You draw 1, untap 1, and add cards to the life until you have 6 and flip over. So remember, they changed the whole text of the Awaken, so like the whole part of the Awaken is flipping over, so you have to add it to the text. But this is nice that this is the, unlike Gohan, who is draw 2 Awaken, more defensive one. Turtles is the kind of mid-range one, was untap 1, draw 1 to get you that extra energy. Because you have to pay 1 energy at least to play out this Turtles Crusher Corpse card, so you can get that back after dropping it is a minimum cost of 1 Unison, because that's why it cost of 1. Now when you flip over, you're now Turtles Corpse Commander, so you have 3 skills, so now you have an auto of when you attack, draw 1, so no longer attacking to look at top 5 and find a yellow Turtles Crusher Corpse card. You now just swing and draw 1. That could be better or worse depending on how you feel about it. It's at least this way it's a guaranteed not to whiff, but you shouldn't be really whiffing of it. But this makes it so it's a guaranteed plus. And then you've got 2 activate mains, both for once per turn, and we got the first one being choose 5 yellow Turtles Crusher Corpse cards with energy cost of 1, and without Turtles in their character names from your drop. Draw a card, add all the chosen cards to your deck, then shuffle your deck. So that's an extra way to draw, like, this is a lead that can draw 2, because you can draw 1 from attacking and draw 1 from this effect, which is quite nice, and also anti-mill out as well, so if you hurt mill, you can keep putting 5 cards to the bottom, like, back into your deck and shuffle, which is good, so you can, like, stop yourself from milling out, which is a very nice thing. But also allows you to recycle them as well, just to get more use for them, put back in your deck to, like, if you can fit through quite quickly, you can put these back as easy ways to kind of just get more value, because you get an extra draw every turn, and we just have to see what these 1-drops do and how frequently you can get them in the drop. But then we've got the activated main, which is once per turn, and now this one's bond 5, meaning you have to have 5 battle cards on board, and considering this is a leader, it doesn't count towards them because it's only in the battle area, they can only count the battle cards. So if you've got 5 battle cards in your battle area, if you have 3 or more energy as well, so you can get 3 or more energy along with 5 battle cards in your battle area, during this turn, next time you place Fruit of the Tree of Might, Forbidden Power, in your battle area but from your Z deck, you reduce the energy cost by 1 yellow. I mean, you can do it for free, but you still have to pay the Z cost. So that's quite nice. We have to see what that card does, see if it's actually worth it. But before we do, we have to look at the Unison. So the Z-Unison Turtles Crusher Corpse Assemble. So you see a lot of that now with like the teams, the squads, like with some of the universe stuff, where it's like they are an extra card with the Assemble. That's going to be a thing when all the teams are together. So it's a 1 specified cost, 1 Z energy, and 5k power. So an auto will once per turn. When this card is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, switch this card to active mode. So if you have to rest something, you can restand it. And he has 2 marker skills. First one is +2 on markers, so you gain 2 markers every time, which is quite good. It's nice to gain more markers than just 1, considering that it comes out with just 1 marker on. You don't want to leave it there, and it's quite low power as well. But it's an activate main limit 1. If your leader is a Turtles Crusher Corpse card, that's the requirement, so it has to be a Turtles Crusher Corpse card, but good thing this works with both the yellow and green ones. And now you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, place any number at the top of your deck in any order, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So that's allow you to set up the top 5 cards of your deck to kind of see, or up to the top 5 cards of your deck, to kind of set them up to trigger something. What you see, we have to see what card actually makes use of this. But that's quite nice to see what the next few cards you're going to draw, even with like super combos, see what you're going to draw, what you're going to get, to make it a little bit easier to get them. And in the other skill, it's +/-0, so you don't get any markers off this, but you don't negate any, that's a good thing. Activate main, this card gets 10k power until the end of your opponent's turn. So meaning this could be a 15k offensively and defensively. Remember, if you use this and then during your opponent's turn they attack into it once they lose a marker, any like effects that are lingering like that drop off, so it go from 15k on that attack to the rest of the times being 5k power. So that doesn't seem worth it. You'd rather just get the +2, which is a lot more beneficial. So that's the yellow turtles. So let's have a look at the yellow cards we've got in the deck. So we'll start off with the Z deck. So we got these yellow Z extras. So for this one, they only have the 2 Z-Unisons and the Z leader, and then the 2 Z extras. So we got the Powerball mimicking the moon, the one that was referenced on the on the Sun Gohan stuff. So it's a 1 cost, 1 Z energy, Z extra, with a permanent where if your leader is a yellow Sun Gohan Youth card, yellow Great Ape Sun Gohan Youth cards with entry cost of 4 in your hand, gain the following skill, where they can EX evolve for 1 yellow on top of a yellow Sun Gohan Youth with entry cost of 1. So since you've got ways like on, I think you've got ways to play out extra card like 1-drops for free, you can have this as a way to bring them out quite cheap, which is quite nice, rather than pay 4 energy. So you got the yellow. When you play a yellow, well, also when you play a yellow Great Ape Sun Gohan Youth card with entry cost of 4, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, which is the rest mode. So when you play out one of these cards, it's not once per turn. It doesn't matter how many you play out. You can rest one of your opponent's battle cards, which is quite nice. Get blockers out of the way, get things to make things in rest so you can attack into them. It's quite nice. And while the permanent doesn't, it probably isn't going to be relevant with the cards in the set because they have ways to play themselves. But for older cards that kind of you can help support with this, you can play in this, attacking it to kind of use in here because after that EX evolve as long as you have this out. And since this has no effect to use it to lose it, like use it, remove it from the game to be able to use it, this would just stick out permanently and just be there ready to use, which is cool. And then we have the Ever Yellow Z extra, the one for Turtles. So this is Fruit of the Tree of Might, the Forbidden Power. So this is also a 1 cost, 1 Z energy Z extra. It's also limit 1. When this card is placed in the battle area from your yellow Trunks Turtles leader, gains double strike for the turn. So that's quite nice. Be able to give double strike to your lead is something that we don't have generically anymore with the loss of Champa and Kai. But some decks do have them built-in stuff, and for Turtles he has it built into the Z extra. But not only that, he also has the Activate Battle, limit 1, remove this card from the game as the cost. So you can only use each of these effects once per turn because it's limit 1. But you can do it turn after turn, which is quite nice. And you have to remove this card from the game, and you basically use it to lose it, or lose it to use it. And you get to choose it to one of your yellow Turtles Crusher Corps cards. So it could be anything, it could be leader, any of your ever yellow Turtles Crusher Corps cards, and give it 10k power for the battle. So this is essentially a Champa for the deck, be able to give your leader double strike, and then give it 10k power for the battle when it attacks, which is quite nice. But then if you get stopped from attacking, say you put it in negates, you've then got to use defensively as a 10k free boost, which is quite nice as well. So it's not like a double-edged sword. Well, not double-edged sword, but it's not like the one that's like you bring it down, you could fail, but just be put in negating. You've got it to use defensively if you fail to get the attack off. But that's the Z extra stuff. Well, there's the Z stuff. So now we go into the main set stuff, like the main deck stuff. So we got the Son Goku Father's Care being a Unison reference to the Gohan, and we got the 2 1-drops for Gohan, and these are the Cantrip and Searcher. Like every set, well, every time we have a set, we have every deck have like a Searcher and a Cantrip, or almost everyone. So they've got a 1-drop that can just draw a card, and one that can gain a Searcher card for their archetype, and the Gohan cards are the one for Gohan. So we've got Son Goku Father's Care, being a 2 specified cost Unison with 50k power. 2 marker skills, first one being a +1 activate main. If your leader is a yellow Son Gohan Youth card as the cost, play up to 1 yellow Son Gohan Youth card with entry cost of 1 from your drop with the skills to get for the turn. So that's a way there how you can get these 1-drops out. You can play this for free off the leader from the drop, and then +1 a marker, so that way it's got 2 markers then for your Z-Unison if you want to play it, and then be able to play out one of these Gohans on board for you can do things as well. And it doesn't play it in rest mode, it plays it just with the skills negated for the turn, so you don't get the Searcher or Cantrip when it's played by this effect, but you do get an active mode, so you can then play an 8 on top of it using the EX Evolve if you've got that as the extra on board, and then make good use of it then, as well as having a Unison as well. And then the other marker skill is an activate main, draw 1 card, and choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. So if you don't want to get any of these 1-drop Gohans out, you can then instead just draw a card by not getting any markers and then rest one of your opponent's battle cards, which is quite useful as well. So this can always be recurring thanks to the Gohan lead, so if the opponent leaves it there, it's going to be there and survive to use more, but if to get rid of it, you can easily bring it back quite cheaply. And then we've got the Gohans. So we've got Gohan Innocent Child and Gohan Challenge from the Corpse. So the Innocent Child is the Cantrip, being when its card is played, draw 1, while the Challenge from the Corpse is the Searcher, where when it's played, you look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then add up to 1 yellow Unison with a specified cost of 2, or up to 1 Saiyan or Earthling, both yellow with energy cost of 4 or less, and add to your hand and shuffle your deck. So the Searcher Gohan either looking for the Unison, or your basically most of your archetypes, and be a Saiyan or Earthling, which is quite good. So you get your Earthling card, I don't know what Earthling card. Well, you got some of them like Gohan and stuff. Is a Saiyan slash Earthling, so it gives you that such power, and it should be able to hit most of what you're looking for. And they've also both got the same kind of activate battle as well, which is both limit 1, spirit boost 1, so you can only use either effect once a turn, and you need to knock a mark off a unison to be able to do it. And then this allows you to use this card in a combo from under a yellow Great Ape card with entry cost of 4 that's in battle. So if you're attacking with a Great Ape, or you're defending or being attacked as one of your Great Ape cards, then you can use it as a free combo to get the energy and defend it a little bit easier, because it makes use of the cards underneath it, whereas normally it'd just be useless underneath. So that's quite decent, and allows you to like sack off your Unison, get rid of it if it's like not doing anything, or make use of it so it doesn't on the board to kind of allow your opponent for free swings to draw and stuff like that. So those are the first lot of Gohan cards. Then we have the apes. So these are the only 2 apes you get in this archetype. So and that's the thing. That's why I feel like the extra is not great for these ones. Well, they actually can, because they don't have ways to play themselves out. So that's a good reason to have that Z extra. But they've also got effects that allow them to get more swings in and more use. And that's when partner would like this higher dragon here. So we've got here Great Apes and Gohan, Rampaging Calamity, and we've got Great Apes and Gohan, Menacing Transformation, and then along with those we got Higher Dragon, Helping Son Gohan. So they're all 5Ks, 5K combo, and we got both apes are 4K, 4 cost, but then we got the Calamity being 15K, while the Menacing Transformation is 20K. So start off with Raging Calamity is a barrier with a permanent where if this card is in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards and unisons can't attack your lead, so you're kind of a little protection to kind of draw things away from your lead to kind of defend yourself a little bit easier. And then it's got an auto when it attacks, use up to one mono yellow card with like a combo power from your drop in a combo with the skills to get for the turn. So a good way to get like your Z energy, making use of stuff in the drop. And it's not once per turn as well, so if you switch it back to active mode with the activate main, you can get the use of it again, so you get 2 attacks of it, 2 Z energy. And you can do this by, well, this activate main is the same on both of these apes, being activate main limit 1, spirit boost 1 for 1 yellow, and if you have 4 more energy and you return one of your rest mode higher dragon cards to its owner's hand, you get to switch this card to active mode. So you can only use this once upon any copy of the cards a turn. You got to knock a mark off a unison, so there's a key thing of needing that unison on board, and also pay energy, so you're still paying a fair bit of energy to use these effects. And you also got to bounce this higher dragon, or a higher dragon that's in rest mode, back to your hand, as long as you've got 4 more energy, to basically just switch active mode. So quite a lot of things just to restand, but you can get good use out of it, because with this first Gohan it's swing, free combo to card to get that Z energy accrued, whereas with this other one it's a 20k double strike to push that pressure, which is quite cool. And this other ape, he's also got an auto where when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and KO it, so you can have board removal on play, which is quite good. And the higher dragon has an easy way to allow these to get those effects to trigger, like to have that condition of a higher dragon in rest mode, because specifically you have to be in rest mode. Because higher dragon helps them go on as 2 active mains. First will be limit 1, meaning you can only use it once a turn across all copies of the card. And it's if your leader is a yellow Son Gohan Youth card and you have 2 or more energy, and you have a yellow Son Gohan Youth in play this card from your hand. So you get a free play them out of your hand, as long as you're the yellow Son Gohan, you have 2 or more energy, and you have any Gohan Youth in play. It doesn't have to be an ape, it could be any Gohan Youth. Play this out. And then you got the activate main, which is allowing you, you have to switch this card to rest mode as a cost, meaning that's where you get have a rest mode higher dragon, because you're switching this card to rest mode for the cost of this effect, and it allows you to choose up to one of your yellow Son Gohan Youth cards and give it 5k power for the turn. So you can give this to your leader, give it to one of these apes, one of these Gohans that it evolves onto, to give it the boost for the turn, because that's quite handy. So you can turn this 4 costs here, or both of them into 25, because you got this one that's 20 to 25, and the other one that's 15 up to 20, but then when it attacks, it combos with 5k, making it 25 anyway, which is quite cool. So a nice bit of pressure from that. Quite decent, attackers, so pretty nice so far. And then we've got some other yellow cards. So we've got Piccolo, Challenge from the Corpse, being a free negate for Gohan, because it's a free cost 15k with a counter attack, limit 1, negate the attack player's card. But it's got a permanent where if your leader is a yellow Sun Gohan Youth card, your life is at 4 or less, and you have a yellow Great Ape Sun Gohan Youth card in play, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. So you can, for free, use it from your hand to just negate attack and play itself. And then it's got an activate battle once per turn. Choose up to one of your yellow Sun Gohan Youth cards, and it gets 5k power for the battle. And you can give, like, after playing it, this card is a card that can combo off, or then be able to left there for attack the next turn, your next turn. And also give a 5k boost for free to one of your Sun Gohan Youth cards, being your lead battle card, as long as the card is a Sun Gohan Youth that's yellow. Then we've got Tien Transfer Corp having a never super combo, but it's something yellow. So I think Tien's had like a fair few super combos now. I can't remember exactly. I know he's got like at least 2 in yellow. He's got 1 in, 2 in green, and he's 1 in yellow. And it's just a standard super combo if your leader is yellow, you have to 4 or less. When he's using the combo, draw a card. Standard, basic, nothing more to go over. And then we've got the World Champions designed card finally after over a year since he became World Champ. Having his card live being a Bardock card he chose to have. So it's a 4 cost, 3 specified yellow cost, Bardock Heritage of a Legend, 0 cost 5k combo, 20k power. So it's got a fair few skills. First one is counter attack, limit 1, play this card, so it doesn't negate attack, just plays itself. As like in the counter window of being attacked. And it's also got a permanent where if it's your opponent's turn, your leader is yellow or a Bardock's crew card, and you have 2 or more Z energy. You get to reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3 specified yellow, being reduced down to 1 energy that's not specified. And then you got 2 alters on it, being the first one being when this card is played, your opponent can't attack 4 cards for the turn unless they place one of their rest mode cards in their owner's drop, being like a nice little floodgate. They go nice along with riposte if you use it as a negate. So it doesn't negate the attack, but it still comes down. The attack's still going through, but then puts that floodgate into effect, which is quite good. It's a good way to stop your opponent from attacking, because they have to place something that's in rest mode in the drop each time. And just rest mode cards, so they can do energy, fill cards, things like that. So they have to place something in the drop to attack. And then the other auto is once per turn if it's your opponent's turn. Once per turn if it's your turn. When this card is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, draw 1 card and switch it back to active mode. So that's quite cool. So it gives it a bit more synergy then with the Bardock sleeve, where it normally needs to rest stuff to trigger effects like popping things or things like that. And you can have this way to get extra draw power with that lead, and also restand it so you can attack again, which is quite cool. So it's good with the Bardock lead, the yellow one, and there's also good support for just yellow decks in general. So good on you for printing a pretty good card fill. Then we've got the yellow turtle stuff. So that was all the Gohan stuff, the generic things. Now we've got the yellow turtle stuff. So we've got a 1 cost Turtles Organization of Destroyers, and we've got some of his crew being Lacasse, Crusher Underling, and Raisin Crusher Underling. So much like in most of the other card forms of these twins, they normally have a way to like interact with each other. So for their effects is also that 1, when this card is played without using the other card's skill, play up to 1 of the other card with dash yellow, and energy cost 1 from your deck and shuffle your deck. So if Lacasse is not played off Raisin, he gets to play out Raisin from your deck, and if Raisin is played without using Lacasse, he gets to play a Lacasse from your deck. I think it's Lacasse or Lacasse. I don't really care, but that's what it seems to be. And interesting, they're only 20k. Oh, sorry, they're only 2k combo instead of 5k. But that's kind of how it was for the old stuff. Like well, at least with the green stuff, they were like 3k combo. So you can combo things that are like, if your opponent combos the same power and you combo 5k, you combo at least 2k's to help defend, or put a loading combo to kind of like do things. But yeah, weak combo power, like most of the time with the Doors Clutch Corpse card, it's like a gimmick around the archetype. And then the Turtles Organization of Destroyers. He's one of the SRs for Turtles. So 1 drop, 4k, 5k combo. Permanent if you have 3 or more yellow Turtles Crusher Corpse cards in play. This card gets 11k power for the turn. So it goes up from, if you got 3 or more yellow Crusher Corpse cards, it becomes a 15k in the, and it's just not during just your turn, it's your opponent's turn as well, just while you got 3 out. And it doesn't not count itself, so as long as you got 2 other ones, it counts. If you get Lacasse, if you play this, they play Lacasse to get Raisin, you got the 3 out for that. And it's also got an auto where limit 1, Spirit Boost 1. So you're going to use it once a turn across all copies of the card, and I can mark off Unison. And if your leader's backsides is Tyrell's Crusher Corpse Commander, so only with this specific leader. When his card attacks, look at the 5 cards on top of your deck, play any number of yellow Tyrell's Crusher Corpse cards with different card names, energy cost of 1, and without Tyrells in their character names to shuffle your deck. So that's a good reason to have the Unison look at the top 5, because you can have like assemble any number of keep any number of your 1-drop yellow Crusher Corpse cards that aren't Tyrells on your board, on top of your deck, and then free play them out from that swing. So you can like put anyone that's not Crusher Corpse to the bottom of the deck and keep the 1-drop that aren't Tyrells on there. So you got when you swing at this, you can play any number of them. So like spam them out to get the other cards on board. Because I think with the other SRs, like the more cards you have on board, the more benefits you can get. But that's those ones, and the rest of the core in the 1-drops are here in Daz, Cacao, and Amund. So they're all Crusher underlings. They're all 1 cost and also have only 2k combo and are all 1k power. So Daze, just like in the other ones, he's got Barrier and he's got Permanent where if your leader is a yellow Tyrells card. This card is in rest mode. Your opponent's battle cards and Unisons can't attack your yellow Z-Unison, so a way to protect your Tyrells Crusher Corpse assemble. Nice little effect. Then you got Cacao. This is the only one that kind of gains you advantage by like just when it's played, draws a card. So you can play it like just when he's played, draw a card, and also he's got the ever auto when his card is switched to rest mode by one of your yellow Tyrells Crusher what's it? When his card is switched to rest mode by your yellow Tyrells card skill, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards or Unisons and switch to rest mode. So nice bit of disruption by resting this. It's got that kind of effect as well. And then you got Amund, so he's a little bit different. So he's got an auto, which requires also knocking a marker for Unison because of the Spirit plus 1. When his card is played by a yellow Tyrell's card skill, choose it to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and KO it. So this is specifically when played off a yellow Tyrell's card, so be that 1-drop. And then we've got the activate main limit 1. If your leader is Tyrell's Tyrell's Corpse Commander, and you have a Tyrell's Crusher Corpse Assemble in play, you can play this from your hand. So you got a way to free play this out from your hand, as long as your leader is awakened and you have the Z-Unison out. So that's pretty cool. And there's only limit once. You can only do this once with this effect per turn. But if you've already got 1 on board, you can then drop another one the next turn. And it doesn't come out in rest mode, comes in active mode as well, so you can have them to do resting, because it seems like there's going to be some effects that rest them. So we'll have a look and see the Tyrells cards and see what they say. Because now we've got 4 Tyrells cards as well, so additional to the 1-drop, we've got the 4-drop Tyrells Crushing Power, 5-drop being Tyrell's Crusher Invasion, and then 8-drop Tyrell's Wandering Destroyer from Outer Space. So, they all go up in power as well as their cost. So the 4 cost is a 15k. It's got an auto when this card is played. Look at the 5 cards on top of your deck. Add up to 1 yellow Great Ape Kazongo Youth card with an energy cost of 4 to your hand. Shuffle your deck. And during this turn, the next time you place Powerball mimicking the moon in your battle area from your Z deck, reduce the energy cost by 1. So this is actually for the Gohan deck, not for the Tyrells cards, because it's got the whole thing of synergizing with the Great Ape searching and the Gohan stuff. So this is a Tyrells card that's for the Gohan deck, which is really weird. Because also the way to play out cheaper than pay 4 energy is for the activate main, limit 1 for 1 yellow. And it specifically needs your leader to be a yellow Son Gohan Youth card and have 2 more energy, play it start from your hand. So for 1 energy, get play it out. Look at top 5 and yeah, add up to 1 Great Ape, so find search Great Ape, and also make it so you can play the Z extra for Gohan out for 1 less power. I mean, you still want to just use the Z energy. That's not too bad for that deck. Then we got the 5-drop Tyrells, being a 5-drop 20k with double strike. His auto is when this card is played, you draw 1 card and choose one of 2 options. So you either choose one of your you either choose it to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and KO it, so removal in the form of yellow. Or you choose it to 3 yellow Tyrell's Crusher Corpse cards with energy cost of 1 and without Tyrells in their character names and switch them to active mode. So, well, I'll choose the 3 of them. That's pretty nice. But then there's not much use to. We haven't seen any use to resting a load of cards yet, so you can switch into active mode, but what its benefit is to you switching to rest mode. That's the kind of thing now. And then you got activate main limit 1 for 1 yellow choose a total of 4 of your yellow Z-Unisons and or yellow Crusher Corpse, Turtles Crusher Corpse cards without turtles in their character names and switch in rest mode. Play this card from your hand. So there we go. So you have to switch 4 of them, including your, oh, yeah, you have to switch up to 4 of any combination of your Z-Unison and yellow Crusher Corpse cards that aren't turtles to rest mode to play them out. There's always playing 1, so it makes sense now where you got to like spam the board with a fair few of them. And then when you play them, you can untap 3 of them or just pop something that's in rest mode instead. So interesting how it works, but then like you can spam the board a load, but then can your opponent like board wipe them all? We have to see. And you got the Ever SR Turtles being Wandering's Destroyer from Outer Space. So an 8-drop 30k. And they're all 5k combo as well. This one also has double strike, but it's got 2 effects. So the second one, which is the way you play it out, is activate main limit 1 for 2 yellow. If you switch 5 yellow cards to rest mode, you draw 1 card and play this card from your hand. Now with how it's worded right there, where it just says switch 5 yellow cards to rest mode, not five of your yellow cards, just 5 yellow cards. Like, it's easy to determine that you're meant to switch 5 of your yellow cards to rest mode, but given how it's worded, it will look to be, and probably ruled, that you can switch any yellow cards between you and your opponent by it, because it doesn't specify yours. And of course, people playing Dragon Ball, we've seen it over the years, people are very pedantic, and yeah, we're basically just trying to get the most use out of it, or just basically take everything quite literally, even though you can kind of tell how it's meant to be. So at the moment, you can switch any 5 yellow cards, no matter who controls them, to rest mode to draw 1 and play this card from your hand. And then you got the activate main once per turn. For the first effect, if your leader is yellow and the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent is 15 or more, so you got a lot of cards unrested, and yes, a lot, 15 cards, but at least it's between you and your opponent, so a lot of their cards rested, a lot of your cards rested to make this up. And then the effect is to choose all of your opponent's battle cards, rest mode battle cards, KO them, and switch the card to active mode, and it gains dual attack for the turn. So you can get a kind of triple attack out of this, because you can then, yeah, because you switch this card to active mode, then it gets dual attack, so you can play it down, draw a card, swing with it, so 30k double, then use this effect, KO their board, that's in rest mode, switch this back to active mode, and swing another 2 times with it as a 30k double striker. So that's not too bad, but it's going to be how frequently can you get, like how easy can you get out with switching 5 yellow cards to rest mode, and how easy is it to get 15 or more cards in rest mode, because you can have your energy, your battle cards, Z-Unison, leader and stuff like that. Just how easy it's going to be to get 15 of those. So that's going to be interesting. Seems quite unique, quite interesting, but and also this is a way to kind of switch to 5 yellow cards to rest mode. If you switch your Turtles Crusher Corpse cards, then you can get some effects, like so we've seen some of their 1-drops. And then we bring to the last 2 cards, yellow, well, for the yellow stuff, and that is 2 extras. I think they're both for Turtles. So you got an overwhelming difference in power and encounter with hopelessness. So I think they are both for Turtles, because the first one is counterattack. If you have a Turtles card in play, that's the cost. Negate your attack, then choose it to one of your yellow Turtles battle cards, switch to active mode. So you can like restand one of your Turtles cards. Not sure how great that would be. But then, with a 1-drop, that'd be good to negate your attack, and then restand your 1-drop so it can't be attacked into, so you can then swing and then spam stuff out. Then you got the encounter with hopelessness. Be an activate battle if your Turtles if your Turtles card is in battle. Choose it to one of your opponent's saving cards with entry cost of 2 or less, using a combo in your combo power with the skills negate, in your combo area with the skills negate for the turn. So that's not too bad. 1 energy to kind of combo one of your opponent's cards, but it's got to specifically be a Saiyan and 2 cost or less. So not sure how easy that's going to be, but that is a nice card to be able to combo with your opponent's stuff. That's quite cool. Disrupt their plans, and even take what they're attacking with and combo it off as well. I think you could do. That would be cool. But yeah. Not impressive, but then the extra cards haven't been that impressive unless they're like SR level for most sets. But yeah, those are some extra cards if you want to play more themed, if you want to go and try that. So next we've got the Legacy support, and the Legacy support is Kefla, and we've got a Kaon Khalifa card, Preparation for Patara, and then we've got a new Kefla card being SS2 Kefla, Endowment of the Ultimate Power. So it did feel like the Kefla deck was lacking in kind of Khalifa and Kale targets, so now we've got one that's both characters in the same card. and an extra Khalifa as well, or Kefla as well, so more options for boss cards. So you've got the KL Khalifa, being auto when this card is played, look at the 5 cards on top of your deck, and it's 1 yellow Universe 6 card when it goes to 6 or less to your hand and shuffle your decks. That gives you a fairly large amount of targets you can get for it. And you've got the Activate Battle, being limit 1. If your leader is a yellow Universe 6 card, you send this card from your drop to your warp, and you discard 1 card from your hand. You can use up to 1 mono yellow Khalifa card with 5k combo power from your drop in a combo with the skills you get for the turn. So easy way what's in the drop to set up your another way to like drop the Kefla when it's where it's conditions. Speaking of Kefla, we've got the ever 6 drop Kefla being a 20k, 6 cost as well. Also is place 1 card from under this card as owner's drop as the cost. When this card is played, draw 1 card and choose up to 1 of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, negate your skill for the turn and KO it. So it is kind of like the I can't remember what that Goku and Vegeta called, Saiyan Duo or something like that, or the one from that got limited for Majin Vegeta. That one is kind of like a version of it for this Kefla deck. And then you got the way to play it out cheap, which is Activate Battle, limit 1 for 2 yellow, and choose 1 yellow KO in your battle area and 1 yellow Khalifa card in your combo area as the cost. At the end of battle step, or at the end of the damage step for the battle, play this card from your hand, place all the chosen cards under this card, and this card can't be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills until the end of your opponent's turn. So a nice little way to bring it out, because I think even if the material, the pieces are removed from their areas during the battle, they just don't go underneath, but you still play this out and put whatever's left in there under the card, and then coming out and having it so it's immune from being removed outside of game mechanic is pretty nice. So a nice bit of support. It should have just been with the deck anyway, so it should have been like support later on. This could have been spots for every yellow decks that kind of need it, where this could have just come out with it in the beginning. But Bandai, being Bandai, put it as support later on. So that's all the yellow cards we've seen for the set. Now we get to see the special leader rares, and we only see the Awaken side because that's the only side that actually gets the nice little bit of art. So these are the 2 special leader rares for us. We've already gone over the leaders stuff, so we don't really need to go over the effects, but we're just going over the art now. And these are quite nice. Like the Vegeta looks pretty cool. Like being like when he was like erupting with rage after Beerus just bitch slapped Bulma, and then you can see him like they're ready to go at it. But the Beerus one, like the Beerus one, feels quite lacking because it's just a weird looking background. Like these look better probably in text, like when you actually see them in person, because they're going to be more textured. But the Beerus one kind of looks like lackluster to me. It doesn't look anything interesting. But the Vegeta one looks pretty nice. Still not amazing though. But then we move on to the blue ones, and this is where it starts to get a lot better. So like Tapion looks really nice, like really sick with the like Hirudegarn behind it. Looks really cool with the lightning and everything like that. And you got Hirudegarn look just amazing, just like this big ass bug demon, like this giant cockroach just there, like looking all dominant as well, like really nice looking art. Like the background's not impressive, but just how like Hirudegarn looks there is pretty cool. And then we'll go to the green ones. Green ones are pretty cool. We've seen this Goku before. We've seen it like we do know that they kind of like reuse the same art over and over again, like in different ways. Like we've seen like some cards have the exact same art. It's like same cards have exactly the same art, but different cards where they've just like moved a little bit away. And this is kind of like the same. This is the what's it? The can't remember what the name is. Clash of Fates Goku. It's basically that like same picture lead, just with a different background and stuff, and like a little bit of a different angle for the Goku. And we got Frieza in this like last little attempt to try and like take out Goku or like full power. No, because he's not cut in half here, so he's not it's like a last little attempt to take out Goku, but then still trying to finish off Goku in his max power form. This Frieza looks pretty sick, but then once again the background's just like pretty bland. Like the pictures of the characters are good, but the backgrounds are very bland and not that impressive at all. But they do look quite nice. It is nice to see Bandai doing a lot better with the sets. It's just a shame it took a new Dragon Ball game to come out to kind of push them to kind of improve on Masters a bit, at least art-wise. Then we got the yellow ones. So this is for the Gohan turtles. Like once again, like you got the backgrounds, like the Gohan, like you can't really see the picture of him, like just him, just this little kid, just like with a very fiery background. Like the background is just this a lot, and not the greatest. And the trail's just got this quite a nice background, like pose, quite cool. Like these are quite nice, but still not that impressive. Like not compared to the blue ones at least. And we've got the last one being Vegito, and this looks pretty cool. The pose is pretty nice. Like it's a better pose than the other one, but still the background is just a lot of swirling colors, and yeah, it's not impressive. Like the special leaders aren't that impressive to me. They are like they do look a lot nicer than the original ones, but they're just not as impressive. Like Bandai could have done better with them. Like the blue ones look very nice, but then the rest of the colors kind of lack. Like the backgrounds are just very boring. Just there's either too much going on or just very bland. So that's the special leaders. Then we get a look at the God Rare. So we finally get to see the God Rare for the set, and as you can guess, it was the SS3 Son Goku. Like when it's pitting up the characters, if there's a Goku or a Vegeta, it's going to be that. And if it's if you've got the option between cards like what was it like? I remember the set we had Bardock, like we had Bardock, and then we had the Goku for set one. The one that we did as a set one secret rare because we never had a secret rare for set one. And the Vegeta Zeno, like people were assuming it was going to be a Vegeta Zeno, or could have been the set one Goku, but no, they're not going to do one from a set. Previously, could do it for the God Rare for that set. They're not going to have a Zeno character as a God Rare, so they went with the Bardock. And same with this, we had the option between Porunga, who's not a character, that's like that hyped compared to the other ones in the series, and also a Zeno character being Vegeta Zeno, or just Vegito. I think people were hyped to finally get a black secret rare because we haven't black gold rare because I don't think you had a black gold rare yet. But then you go and play Wrath the Dragon because it's a Goku card and you can't get enough Goku gold rares, can we? But yep, that is the God Rare. So if you look on the one on the left is the normal rare, and the one because you could probably see from the little text at the bottom, and then the one on the right is the God Rare. So very heavily golden, but then a lot more golden on the God Rare in terms of everything, even the power and stuff, and the like a lot of gold. So that's the oh, it's just a secret rare, so you get God Rare there at the top. But now we move on to the collector stuff for yellow. So the collector's art, I don't know how they pick which cards get collector's arts because the collector's arts aren't that great in there. At least with the other one we got, the collector's booster, it was like you got some androids and some Saiyans, and I think it was every Saiyan card and every android card got a kind of a collector's art. But with this one, I don't know if they're just showing the same ones. They're going to show off the other ones after, like being the villain ones. But then we've got like villains already in this. They get art, they get collector's cards, but I just wonder what they choose because we saw with the black ones, they had the Vegeta but not the Goku get a collector's art when they kind of go together in most of their strategies or like kind of ways to play. And for this one, we got the Z lead and the Unison for Gohan get collector's art. So you got those ones there, and they're not even that impressive either. Like you get some that get full art, some that just get their art character with this just swirling background. We've got both the Z extras being mimicking the moon, like a better pose for Turtles there, mimicking the moon, and then once again another Z extra with a better like these ones. The Z extras are better because they got better poses with like the fruit tree of might here, and then we've got the Gohan Z-Unison and one of the Gohan apes, not both of them, just one of them, probably like the better one get the art, but not both of them, which is weird. Like it's weird what they're choosing the arts. And then of course one Turtles card gets it being the 5-drop, not the 8-drop. And then the Gohan here, like one of the Gohans being a Searcher gets the art, but not the other, which is another reason why it's weird because we got two big Turtles being the 5-drop and the 8-drop, but the 5-drop got the collector's art, but the 8-drop didn't. I don't know why they've chosen that. And then from the two 1-drop Gohans, you got not both of them didn't get a collector's art, just one did and being the Searcher. Like it's very weird why they we don't know how they've chosen it. Why they've chosen it just seems very weird. How they've given some cards that got like a pair, they only give one of them to. Yeah, the legacy support for Cleffa. Both those cards got collectors, which is going to look weird because if you're playing Khalifa, you're going to have two cards that don't really match the same kind of art style for the rest of your deck, which is pretty weird. When you got ever like yellow Saiyan stuff that you can give support to, well, a collector's version of it for the decks from the set. Like it's really weird how they've done it, but Bandai being Bandai, we already established they didn't really know what they're doing when it comes to running anything for their games. So If you're a collectors, probably gonna be annoyed by some of the choices, but it is what it is. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and catch us up for next week when we go over the next week news, being probably like the rest of the stuff for both the set, well, anything less from the set, mainly collector set, like the secret rares and stuff like that, and likely be the TPs and the regional support as well. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.